Everyone, I'm very grateful that you took the time to tune in to today's episode of the Kim. Hello, everyone. I'm very grateful that you took the time to tune in to today's episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. We have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. And welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. You know my day is great anytime Dr. Lotus Rashay from the Lotus Rashay Ignites You Show is here in the virtual studio audience of the Kim Jacobs Show. Hey, Dr. Lotus.
Hey, Kim. How are you? I am doing grooving. I love your intro.
You would love the intro because who created it?
We did.
Dr. Lotus Rashay and her team of those that help ignite everyone in the world created the actual intro and the outros that you see here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And then, of course, I had one of my church members. She did the singing part, and she sounds so angelic. I was like, girl, you can ready to let God use you on this. Yes. I like when you say it. I like how you say it's the Kim Jacobs Show, too. How do you do it?
It's time to get down with the get down. So come on around and join the Kim Jacobs Show. It's the Kim Jacobs Show.
I have no talent like that. So all I can say is Dr. Lotus Rashay ignites you, and she knows how to ignite some fire down that's inside your belly, and she knows how to pull out that greatness inside of you. So I'm super excited to have her here today. Listen, everybody, grab your virtual seats. Let everybody know that we have a great episode lined up for you. You may know Dr. Lotus Rashay as Dr. Lotus Rashay, but you don't know her story. I want you to take a moment to share this broadcast and to invite everyone in to hear the backstory of Dr. Lotus Rashay, how she became her authentic self. And so she's going to be talking to us today about how to become your authentic self as well as she takes us back on her journey. I want you to go ahead and grab your virtual seats. And when we come back right after this commercial break from our first episode sponsor, we're going to hear more from Dr. Lotus Rashay. We'll be right back, everyone.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, make sure you check out Hunter Everett Law Firm and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Let me see who's visiting in and acknowledge you in the virtual studio audience. I see you, Cool Gamer. Glad to have you here today. And I see you, Dennis Spraggins. You say, hello, Miss Queen Kim Jacobs. How are you, Mr. Dennis Spraggins? I see you, Angela. You said hello, and you're streaming in from the DC area. Glad to have you here today. And I see you, my cousin, Veronica. Hey, Veronica. Hey, V. Glad to see you. Make sure you all share this broadcast and let people know that you're tuning in to the Kim Jacobs Show today. And if the Lord just puts it in your spirit, man, make sure that you know streaming below that you can donate to the Kim Jacobs Show in a multiple ways. You can do that once, weekly, monthly, annually, whatever way God leads you to donate to the program. We stream daily, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can check out ways to support the broadcast. Let me introduce our wonderful guest today. Dr. Lotus Rashay is a highly requested empowerment speaker and mindset strategist, as well as a media personality. She's a corporate CEO whose global platform has reached over 20 million people. And there is something in particular in her backstory that she'll tell you about that really kind of changed her life and silenced her in a lot of regards for over 15 years before she actually became free from the situation. So I'm excited to introduce Dr. Lotus Rashay right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome, Dr. Lotus.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for having me here today. It's always a blessing to be seated next to you virtually or be in your presence, pop up and surprise you, however we do it. It's always great to be in your presence. So thank you so much for what you do for the world, because I tell you, you always do something great to help us, people at large. You inspire us and you help us ignite and take flight in every area of our lives. So I'm really thankful for you.
Well, take us back, if you would, Dr. Lotus. I didn't introduce it in your bio, but I want you to just take us back to your younger years and talk to us about what it was like growing up as
I'm
Lotus.
still young.
Okay. You one of those in denial. No, I'm just right. I feel like I'm still young too. I'm 52. Life is just beginning, right?
That's right. So we always have great fun. So Kim, yeah, what you just said, life is just beginning, because in so many ways, when I broke my silence about what happened to me as a 6-year-old child, um, I, I waited 15 years. So I want to talk about it. So many people know that I'm a Guinness World Record holder for a book that I was in, but it wasn't that book that really helped me to break free. It was this book. And this book is, um, you know, really a namesake. I was in this book with many people from Latin America and a few from the United States. This book is called La Oportunidad de Trascender en Medio de la Crisis. So, the opportunity to transcend in the midst of crisis.
Hmm.
And this was the first time that I ever told my story to the world about being that 6-year-old kid at my babysitter's home, being raped by my babysitter's grandson. Babysitter had a doctor's appointment or something, but she wanted to make sure I wasn't going to show up and no one was going to be there. So he was there. And I ran from this kid. It was like a mouse, running from a hungry cat. And I'm running and I'm slipping and I'm falling. Um, and you ever seen someone run down the corridor and there's this dead end and like there's no way out?
Right.
That's how it was for me. And this young boy, his family was his mother worked for organized crime, the mafia, and in New Jersey, where I'm from, that's nothing new.
Right.
And little kids, you might say, well, how did you know that? Little kids, they're always listening to grown-ups talk. Okay,
Always.
Just know that. Okay, and so I knew that, and he said to me, if you ever tell anybody, I'll kill you.
So wait, so you believed him because he
I'm 6.
yeah, he's 6 and he's from a family that you feel like they might be
Yeah,
capable of making this thing happen that he's doing.
exactly. And I'm 6. I don't know any better. And so I believed him, and I carried that. I told my sister and swore her to secrecy, and she carried that for 15 years. And it's really devastating. It was devastating for me, but I'm sure it had to be devastating for her because I swore her to secrecy. She had this secret she couldn't tell my parents, and uh, I finally told my mom. I was in the military at this time. I was living in Goose Creek, South Kakalaki, right?
This happened when you were 6 years old.
It happened when I was 6. I didn't tell my mother until I was
21.
about 21. Yeah.
21. You finally broke your silence, and you broke your silence because of this book that you are a part of and being in the military, right?
Well, actually, I broke my silence to my mother before this book ever came out. This book came out about maybe 2 years ago. But I told my mother, but I never told the world. I never told anybody else in my family either, except my mother. And then, of course, she told my father. My parents worked to take care of us, so they weren't there to protect me. And the funny thing is that my father had been incarcerated before, and I knew that if uh, I told my parents, God only knows what my father would have done. Okay, and my
Right.
mother, because my mother did not play. When you don't mess with her children. So at 21, I told my mother. I told her over the phone, and it was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do up until now. Okay, and we talked about it, and she asked me several questions, and I was able to be, crying to her, but I was okay because in my mind, my parents had always taught us about forgiveness, and in my mind, I wondered what man was pressing this kid, because he probably was like 11, pressing him into submission or doing worse to him.
Oh, so you actually started thinking about what had happened in his life to
Right,
make him act out like this towards you. And
right.
that's a very mature way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
my mom said there's a buzzing sound on the show, so some kind of
oh,
way,
okay.
some kind of buzzing is happening. Thank you, Mom. Um,
Thank you, Mother Spratly. We love you.
let me know when it's gone, please, too. Yeah, it's some kind of buzz, so I'll just mute myself until you're finished talking. But so I do have a question that I wanted to get clarity on. And y'all, somebody let me know when the buzzing sound goes away too, because we want to make
Yeah,
sure
give
that's
us a
not
thumbs
the
up or
case.
something.
Huh?
I was saying, yeah, give us a thumbs up or something.
Yeah. So when you're 6 years old and this happens, did that babysitter ever become aware of the incident, or did she ever try to
No,
leave you again with that
no.
person?
She never knew. Um, and I don't know what it was that helped us to change babysitters, but she never knew. But I was never left with this kid again because she was always there. She was always there, but she had a medical appointment. But my parents had moved us because at that time I was being bullied too. Okay. And I told my mom about being bullied. I told my sister, and my sister came up to the school because she didn't go to school with me. So she came up to the school with me, and we were facing these bullies. And I told my mom that I was being bullied, and my mom and my dad, they were real big on sending us to private school. So not too long after that, we went to private school, which was a lot different. So you can imagine me being bullied at school and then after school going to the babysitter's house. Normally it was great because the babysitter, she was great. But then to have to go there and experience that, it was just devastating. So I finally, after telling my mom at age 21, I kept living my life, but there was a lot of dysfunction. And in this book, I talk about it. So maybe I could read a little bit of the book later to kind of talk about it, um, because I want people to really understand that I use this book, telling my story in this book, to help not just me, but to help other people who have experienced the same things but have not even told people about it. I dated someone who was accosted by his uncle,
Mm.
and he never told his parents, and his parents both passed. But I was able to tell the story without calling his name, but the spirit, just to be able to share it, to help him vicariously tell his story through me. And I always hope that it helped him, and it helped me, and it helped so many other people around the world who's experienced this. So whenever you're ready, maybe I'll read a passage, because I
Yes.
think the passage kind of tells a bit.
What I would like to do, Lotus, is because I can hear the buzzing as well, and
Yeah.
so I just want to make sure that during this commercial break, maybe
Mhm.
you can grab a few headset or something,
Yeah.
or go out and come back in so
Yeah.
that that buzz. Because I don't want anybody to miss out on this
Yeah.
profound story that a young girl, innocent young girl. I'm just mute for 1 second. Just an innocent. Yeah, so definitely just an innocent young girl was officially accosted by someone that the babysitter thought trusted her. I'm gonna move Dr. Rashay out for a second while she sets up. But this is happening every day to children that we think we're putting them in the best possible situation or scenario. And unbeknownst to any adult that would never intentionally put the child in harm's way, things are happening. And so if you know individuals that maybe suffering or struggling, and they may not be speaking out saying this happened to me, but you know that their behavior has changed, something about them just isn't right. Check into it more, investigate it more, ask them, listen, even if somebody told you not to tell me because it's going to be killing people and different things of that nature, encourage them to still speak up and to speak out with you, even privately and secretly. And then even if you both hold it as a secret, that may be the case. But definitely, okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna pull you back in. Hey, how does that sound? Let's see how that sounds.
How's that sound, everybody?
Okay.
Much better?
Is that better? It's back. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
back. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump out and I'm going to jump back in during the commercial. I'll
yes,
be right back.
and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will come right back hearing more from Dr. Lotus Richey, and even advice that she may have as to what parents can do that don't necessarily know that something bad has happened to their child, but what signs to maybe look out for, and some advice on how we as parents can keep our children as safe as we possibly can. So when we come back after this commercial break, we're going to hear more from Dr. Lotus Richey. We'll be right back.
I have peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment or home or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
Right, everyone, we're back, and we had a couple of technical difficulties, which is rare because we're both talk show hosts, so it's something I think in the system here, but it's okay because we're going to have a fantastic time just learning more about Dr. Lotus Richey, which is in a whole different light. We normally just get to hear about her accolades, her life as Dr. Lotus Richey, and as the person that she's become, but to hear her backstory, to hear that at the age of 6 years old, she experienced something that no child should ever have to encounter. Someone raped her at that age, and she lived in silence for 15 years from it. So I am kind of eager to hear the advice that she's going to give us as parents as to what we should look for as signs when our children may be experiencing trauma that they haven't let anybody else know about. I'm eager to hear that. So let me know with a thumbs up, Dr. Lotus, if you are ready to come back in and when you're ready to come back in. In the meantime, I'm going to just give you an opportunity to hear another one of our episode sponsors, which is ConfidenceTones.com, and learn more about them. And we'll be right back and pull Dr. Lotus Richey in to the virtual studio audience. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Confidence Tones, where we use a proprietary audio development form.
Love the fact that we have such wonderful episode sponsors, and I'm excited to just take a moment to acknowledge them. We have attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. If you're dealing with disability or wrongful death of a loved one, or you're dealing with something like workers' compensation, definitely give them a call and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Their phone number is 704-251-2945. And we also have episode today being sponsored by Silver Shield Security. They service the North Carolina and the South Carolina and Georgia area for all of your home security needs. So make sure I looked around because they are my service provider as well. So check out silver-shieldsecurity.com. Silver Shield -security is what it should be. silvershield-security.com. Let me fix that so we can make sure that we get you to the right website, and you can let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Silvershield-security.com. Silvershield-security.com. Give me a thumbs up, Dr. Lotus, when you're ready to pop back in. All right. All right. So we're going to go back now to Dr. Lotus Richey, and let's see how that sounds.
How's that? Is that any better?
Yeah, it does. It sounds much better. Mom, please come. You're like my green light, red light person back there. My mom's like with a big notebook and big writing on it. I said, "There's all for us." Thank God for wonderful parents, right?
Amen.
Okay, so talk to us, Dr. Lotus. Okay, she said, I have to at least show you my mom's. My mom's coming.
All right. I love
That's
that.
her thumb through the door. Between her and the dog, look, they got a dog.
Yes. Yes.
Dog, like, what's happening? What's all the drama? You know what?
I love it.
This is a show about how people balance their lives. So if you don't get to see us really balancing our lives, then it's for naught. So I'm grateful that you get to see it in real life action. Okay, Dr. Lotus, so what advice do you give parents and what we can look for?
Well, in my book, I talk about the silence of the lambs, and I'll read that to you later.
Yes.
Your child is appearing to remove themselves from interacting with the family friends, etc. And it's all of a sudden, it's a difference in behavior, noticeably so. You may want to ask them, is everything okay? I noticed that, you're not wanting to be around the family, or you're not wanting to be around when certain people come. Ask the hard question.
Right.
Because you don't know what you don't know until they tell you what you don't know.
Yes.
And if they seem fearful in any way, any shape, form, or fashion, explore that fear. It could be nothing in relationship to anybody that they're around, but it could be something. And also, don't hesitate to let them know that they're safe. Let them know that they're safe and that they can talk to you. Because if children feel that they can't talk to you, then they're not going to talk to you. And then they're going to go through this hellish experience in so many ways all along.
But if somebody says that they are going to kill you, kill your family, kill those that you genuinely love, then like you remain silent because of that. And so what would make another child feel like it's okay because my mom or dad is saying it's okay for me to talk to them about anything? But at the end of the day, I have to remember the threat that also came my way. And that's very real as well. And I don't want the people that I love to be hurt.
Yes. I think one of the biggest things is that with my parents, they always tried to make us feel safe. They always tried to make us feel heard. But at the same time, when you have that fear, it's so powerful.
Right.
And I think we need to talk to children more about fear and let them know that it's okay to be fearful. And at the same time, it's okay that you can talk to me about anything. And if anyone ever hurts you or does anything to make you feel afraid, it's okay for you to come and talk to us, no matter what happens.
That's good.
I'm coming along, and I'm gonna read something in the book. But when I was coming along, children were to be seen and not heard.
Correct. Right.
And so because of that, oftentimes our stories didn't fall on deaf ears because we never told them. We were silenced.
That's a good point, Lotus.
And,
that's a really good point.
I think we want to always create an environment for our children, for our nieces, for our nephews, for our grandchildren, because a lot of grandparents are raising grandchildren and have for centuries.
Yes.
A lot of aunts and uncles and family friends are raising children. We have to let them know that they are in a safe space.
That's right.
And when something happens to them that makes them feel unsafe, we have to find a way to make them feel safe again. Because if we don't, then what happens is they grow up and dysfunction happens. They're oftentimes, they can either go one way or the other. They can go all the way to, and I'm just going to say left, just for
Right.
the sake of conversation. They can go all the way to the left, where they're out trying to find love in all the wrong places.
Right.
Men and women do this. They're trying to find love in all the wrong places. Or they go to the other extreme, where they're totally a recluse. They become the caged bird. Just like Maya Angelou said, she knows why the caged bird sings. Many of us become these caged birds.
That's right.
And I talk about being a bird with a broken wing. Many of us never soar. We always hover just above the ground. And because of that, we never ignite and take flight in every area of our life, because we've been so suppressed and repressed, that we feel like there's no life for us.
Wow.
So a lot of times we live in silence, or we live in the cage of our mind.
This is such a great analogy that you're giving. I want you to read that, because I want to hear what you wrote that was kind of very liberating and freeing for you in this journey and experience that you had gone through. So read what's in the book that you wrote in that chapter.
Okay. And I'll read right from here. Whatever the nightmare was, I had convinced myself that he had learned this horrible behavior of control, contempt, and thievery from someone who only cared about their own selfish desires. This caused an empathy that helped me bear the weight of silence, fear, dread, and many years of crying in the still silence whenever I relived the moment. As I look back over my life, I noticed that I was able to have some great relationships that were often filled with various levels of love and dysfunction, with people who were wounded birds flying with broken wings, slightly hovering above the ground and never soaring. I was also a wounded bird, attracting other wounded birds with broken lives, broken hearts, and broken spirits that somehow saw a light of brilliance and an undeniable strength within me. It was this strength that helped me, as Gladys Knight says, keep on keeping on. I was like a magnet for dysfunctional birds who had seen some of the worst horrors in life and lived to tell about it, or not. Some people I dated had been so wounded they resigned themselves to only speaking when spoken to, what I call the silence of the lambs. Trauma robbed their voice and will to speak. And it makes me wonder if that old cliche, children should be seen and not heard, was actually coined by a control freak who abused children and raped the very life out of them, while somehow crafting a phrase that adults have bought into, which disarmed and weakened the resolve of children who were being molested, even by their own family members. Lord knows, I had adult cousins who tried. It is like what Oprah Winfrey said in The Color Purple: girl child ain't safe in the family of men's. So I found out from a young man who I dated that little boys are not safe either. Not at home, not at school, and not even in church. However, they found a security in me that gave them a freedom to break free of whatever darkness had consumed their lives. And somehow I was the light in that very dark place, and they were a light of hope for me, illustrating that bad things do not always last. So I wanted to share that because many of us are wounded birds, and I believe that what Maya Angelou told Miss Oprah Winfrey, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
And I believe that doing better is derived from learning and challenging fear to step aside. While being scared as heck, you want to go ahead and share your story, because I believe your story is your power and your power is your story.
Wow. If you all have not shared your story before, know that Dr. Lotus Richey is encouraging you today, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, to get your story out of your spirit and out to the universe so that we can all somehow glean some hope from whatever you may have experienced that gives us a chance to have a better outcome in our lives, all because you opened your mouth and shared your journey. I see you, Angela, saying this is the truth, what Dr. Lotus is saying. Very powerful point, Angela is saying. Sandra's Authors Forum is on today, and she's actually one of our episode sponsors. So you're going to be learning more about Sandra's Authors Forum and how you can be able to be a part of sharing your story. So when you see this upcoming commercial, you'll know how she's inviting you to get your story out. All of these are great comments that's coming in, and we're going to come back. Let's see. I see you. Phyllis said, great. Okay, the sound sounds great. Thank you. Oh, it's just the way the enemy works too, trying to prevent this message from getting out to you all, right? Tracy Randolph says, love Miss Ella. She said, I love some Miss Ella. Tracy,
Yes.
glad to have you on. And I know that she also has a talk show, and you can tune in, follow Tracy Randolph. She's the reset coach right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and has had some traumatizing things happen that made her decide, I need to reset my life. I'm not going to tell her story, but it's good stuff that she did to change her life.
And I just saw Tracy, actually. Tracy was at the conference. I just spoke in St. Louis, and we'll talk about that later, but she came, she blew it away. So love Tracy.
Way to go, Tracy. Phyllis said that childhood trauma can take a lifetime to recover from when it's kept a secret. Do you feel like you've recovered from your traumatic experience?
I believe that I'm always recovering. And I say that because there's always going to be something that can bring that back up. But we have to stay in perpetual motion so the depression doesn't set in. So the feeling afraid doesn't set in. So some things, yes, I've overcome. I've healed from those things. Yet I think this may be true for many people. There could be things that we call triggers,
right,
that can trigger us. Yet, like Ayala Van Zandt said in her book, I think it was In the Meantime, when she talked about when she talks to fear. We have to talk to fear and be very clear and concise that fear, I'm not going to deal with you today. I have chosen, and I wrote about it in my book, what was meant to be victimization, I've chosen to be the victor over it.
Right.
So I'm victorious. I don't call myself a victim. And so a part of healing is what I'm doing now. I am, and this is the first time I'm telling this publicly. I'm working with 1,000 authors this year to help them tell their story. Okay, 1,000 authors. We're going to connect with them, help them tell their story, and help them be a #1 international bestseller. Why? Because they're opening their mouth to tell their story, because their story is their power, and their power is their story. And to God be the glory.
Yes. Thank you so much for letting God use you and your circumstances to help so many other people that truly will overcome as a result of encountering you, Dr. Lotus Richey. Listen, I see the Tina Ramsey show is on as well. She said, hello, ladies. And she's also the founder of CTR Media Network, which is one of our episode sponsors today. I want to take a moment to just acknowledge that coming up on her show on March 2nd at 7:30 p.m. I love celebrating other people. So you'll never see me operate in a vacuum. I love being able to say, hey, this is what's happening around the world. The Tina Ramsey show will have Melba Moore on her episode 160. And that's going to be March 2nd at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss that Grammy-nominated guest that's going to be on the Tina Ramsey show. So make sure you tune in and support her on that day. Thank you for being here today, too, Tina.
Melba Moore.
Melba Moore, you know you better tune on in.
Yes.
She the real deal, right?
Yes, I see you, Tina.
So she'll be there. I'll be there. Everybody be there. Like, anyway, tune in to Melba Moore on the Tina Ramsey show. All right, everybody. Listen, right after this commercial break, we'll come right back and let's just transition, if we can, to all of the things that's happened so good in your life, the accolades, the awards. I have so many photos and you name it. It's happened to Dr. Lotus
Yeah.
Richey. So I thank God that you didn't give up in life,
Yes.
because he
And
now has such a bright future for you.
yeah. And that's so funny that you say that, because that's the title of the chapter. You don't give up now. So many of us could have given up, but we've chosen to be victorious rather than to succumb to being a victim.
Choosing to be victorious versus just letting life happen to us and it's snuffing us of the opportunity that lies ahead. So I am so excited. I see all of your comments coming in. We're going to take a moment to hear from our episode sponsor, which is Sandra's Authors Forum, and we will be right back after this commercial. Run Sandra's Authors Forum. Thank you so much for being one of today's episode sponsors, and make sure that you all stay connected with her at Sandra Rumph, rumph.com. All right, Dr. Lotus, talk to us about all the exciting things that's going on in your life today, because it's unstoppable. You're unstoppable.
Well, it's been a great year thus far. And I really want to thank a lot of people out there, because Kim, being your authentic self, when you just do what you do, people see it, they recognize it. And I had the pleasure of being bestowed the International Civility Ambassador Award by an amazing young lady, Tiffany, and her husband. I think her last name was Williams. She's gonna choke me, but I won. I mean, I was honored with a wonderful award. Just Romeo and his dad was there, Master P, and
But let me do this. Let me put some pictures up, because I don't have them all titled. And you tell me, because you've gotten a lot of awards, and so I want to make sure the image matches what you're saying. How about that?
Yes. Let's do that.
Okay, tell me what this is about.
So this was another book that I did with Rosemary Sanchez and Miss Exeni. This was a wonderful book that I'm in like three or four different books with them, and most of these are in Latin America. So this was amazing. I was able to cross over, if you will, from the United States. This gave me more of a global reach. Just phenomenal. And here, this was over a year ago, I think. This was the MSP, Why Love is Important in Business. And this was sponsored by a brilliant gentleman in the UK. And we did this. He set this up for Valentine's Day. And this was world-class speakers from all over the world. And we were talking about why it's important to have love in your heart when you're doing business. And this, hundreds of thousands of people, probably even millions of people saw this, and it was great.
I would love to hear why is it important to have love in your heart in business from your perspective, especially today. We're technically talking about just being our authentic selves. And so we definitely want to talk some about how to be our authentic self from your perspective.
Right.
But why is it important to have love in our heart as a business owner?
So as a business owner, I think it first comes with being authentic, being true to what you love to do, what service, what products you provide. And when you're being true to it, a level of love should come through. And this love will help you help people that you serve to share what they're doing with love.
I love it. That's why I love you. I love I love people.
Thank you.
I love. I just love loving people.
Yes. And Kim, it shines through on all your shows. It shines through. And really, folks, if you've not met Kim in person, make your way to North Carolina and meet her in person, because she is exactly who she is on the show. This is what you get. No matter where you see her, she's always herself. And this is why love is so important, Kim, because you always want the real you to show up, not your representative, okay? Because we all have representatives, but you want the real you to show up. And when you show up from a full heart of love, anything is possible.
Yes.
And for those that are Jesus believers or believe in the higher power or believe in the Bible, it says that God is love. And so I believe that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience in the God in us. If we lead with the God energy of love within us, who could be against us?
That's
And
right.
even if people are against us, love will always outshadow negativity.
I agree. I agree. Wow. So that's why it's important to have love in business. Okay, let's go to this next image. What is this
Wow,
here?
Tapped In. So I had the pleasure of being in the Tapped In magazine with a host of other phenomenal young women all around the world. Um, that book, uh, that, the Tapped In is just doing so many wonderful things for business owners throughout the world, getting tapped in to networking around the world. And so I really, Tandra Price is the owner of that magazine, and I just was so honored. I've been actually in that magazine a couple of times, and I've also been in the She Exists magazine. And let me grab one of the She Exists magazines. I hope I can share this one. This is the one with Mary on the
Oh, that's
front,
nice.
and it's a flip magazine. This one is Kenny Lattimore on the back portion of it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be in the next upcoming issue of She Exists, and I think I was in one of the
Congratulations.
previous issues. So just amazing. And then I'm going to be a part of the Mother Daughter Network. I'm going to be in their magazine. The former First Lady, Miss
Yes.
Michelle Obama, was featured on their magazine. So I feel honored with so many other ladies that's been on that magazine. And of course, little Birdie told me that somebody else is going to be honored on the mother daughter event that's coming up here soon. So I don't want to give too much away. Maybe we can come back and do another show on that one.
Right.
But here's something else that I got. I hope you can see that. It's a Lifetime Achievement Award from President Biden. The 40 acres, Mr. Allen himself, he had me, Alan Thornton. I flew out to,
That's awesome.
where was it? Texas. Flew out to Texas. And I was honored and presented with this amazing award. 19 Keys was there. Several multimillionaires was there. Among them was little old me. And it was life changing to receive an award, as well as the Civility Award. Vivica Fox was there. I got to talk to Vivica while I was out there, ask her a question, and this was live, aired live for the Civility Award, and then to be on the Lifetime Achievement Award, standing next to 19 Keys. I love his stuff. And when I got the letters saying, hey, you've been nominated for thus and so, it was because of the work that I'm doing around the world.
I am so honored that you're doing this work around the world, and you're doing it being your authentic self. And that's what we're talking about today, everybody, how to be your authentic self. What advice would you give people to really tap into their authentic selves? What do you advise us to do?
I would say I do mirror work. So mirror work is you look right in the mirror, look yourself dead in the eyeball, and tell yourself that you love you. Hi, Lotus. I love you. I love you for just being a great person. I love you for sharing your light. Whatever it is you love about yourself, take a moment to do that. Because
everybody, you know what? We're going to take a moment right now, no matter where you are.
I got a mirror right here.
Hey, well, you got the mirror, girl.
I got a mirror. I keep a mirror.
Okay, guess what? I keep a mirror too, but it's over here. Look, it's right over there. There's my mirror, everybody. So you see that big mirror? It's right there. I'm going to look at my mirror as well. And and up there it says, hey, it says, this girl can. And anybody that's ever smelled me know that I love perfume, right?
Yes.
When I was around you could smell some good sweetness, right?
Should be smelling good, y'all.
I love to mix perfume, so I got a little perfume bar up there. And then it says she believed she could, so she did. And over here there's an award of I keep different little awards, and not little, big awards. And one is the ICN Her Right Award that
Yeah.
I was received by Dr. Clive Rivers and
Mhm.
the I Change Nations and Dr.
Yes.
Christine Kozachek. So I was really surprised to receive that. But anyway, let's look at our
Well
mirror
deserved.
for a minute and say what? Instruct us, Dr.
Okay.
Lotus.
So you want to look in your mirror and really look in your eyes. And I know, like get fixed. Just look in your mirror, look in your eyes, and whatever your name is, say, "Hey, Lotus,
Hey,
I love you.
Kim. Hey, Kim.
I love you,
I love you.
and I appreciate you.
And I truly appreciate you.
You are an amazing
You are
spiritual being,
an amazing
spiritual being
spiritual being
having a human experience.
having a human experience, girl.
I am
You are.
proud of you,
I am proud of you, Kim.
and God loves you,
And God loves you.
and I love you.
And I love you.
Now go out there
Now go out there
in this wonderful world
in this wonderful world
and do great things.
and do great things.
All right.
Oh my gosh, that feels so good. I
Yeah.
actually turned this way because I know you're that way, and I do have a mirror
Yeah.
over here too. But
Yeah.
my other mirror is right here. So I was like, I'm gonna be looking away from you. That
Yeah,
was
so we was looking like we was looking at each other or looking away.
I don't know, but I know I was looking, I think, towards you. But
I'm gonna watch the
listen,
replay.
I was looking at the mirror from the perspective of just talking to myself. How many other people in the virtual studio audience did that, and what did it do for you? Put in the
Yeah.
comments, what did that just 1
What did it
minute
feel like?
exercise do for you? And we'll pop your comments up after this commercial break. I want to talk more about some more images that we have right after this break. I'm enjoying this conversation with you and learning more about Dr. Lotus Freday. You all only get to see her and her services and the things that she does, but you don't get to see the woman behind all of this greatness. So today we're exposing that right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Let me pull this in and give you a chance to hear more about Dr. Lotus Freday now.
Flight in every area of your life with the new Ignite and Take Flight Planner 2023. It's time for you to seize the year with your great new planner. You see, this planner is designed for every entrepreneur to pursue strategic planning that cultivates leadership, accountability, gratitude, and leads to your ultimate success in life and in work. With sections that help you with your project management, habit tracking, resources, and coupon pages that are second to none that empower each entrepreneur to make their mark, get noticed, and take charge. Reach the pinnacle of success like never before through effective planning. So get your Ignite and Take Flight Planner 2023. It's time for you to ignite your future.
All right.
I love it. So, Kim, I
Yes.
want to thank you for sharing that. And I want to urge all of you to get that planner, because without a plan to succeed, we oftentimes fail.
Right.
One of the biggest things that I want to share with the audience today is when you go to the back of the planner, we have an amazing person in the back of the planner from the Kim Jacobs Show. The Kim Jacobs Show is in this planner. There's a coupon in there, a 20% off on the Kim Jacobs Show. So make sure you connect with Kim Jacobs. And we have a host of other entrepreneurs that's in here, because this is designed to track your life and your business, to help you stay on task with what you're doing. It helps track your habits, your spending habits, your residual incomes, and it also offers you an opportunity to save a little cash, greenbacks, dead presidents, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
We put coupons in here, but not just to cause you savings, but also to support people that we serve, people that we do business with in any shape, form, or fashion, but also to connect you, the purchaser, with another service that will help you to expand your reach and raise your revenue.
That's
So
awesome.
grab it on Amazon.
Amazon. Make sure you get a copy on
Yes.
Amazon, everyone. Then the planner that she's talking about is so robust and filled with so much juicy meat and content. Oh, my kids said, "No, never mind. Certain things I'm not supposed to say. I don't know what different terms." My kids be like, "Mom, don't say certain things." I'm like, "What am I saying? I'm just saying." Whatever. Anyway, everything means something nowadays, right?
Yes.
Ooh,
Everything has like a contextual meaning. Everything always has a contextual meaning, but it's like certain things be like, don't say that. That's not cool, or whatever.
Yeah, my kids say like, "You don't know what that means." I'm like, back in my day, I know what it meant, but all this drama and stuff that goes on nowadays, it may mean something different.
Exactly.
But listen, the coupon that she's talking about in the back pertaining to Kim Jacobs Show, you get a 20% discount off of a 6-week training course that I offer one-on-one. If you're interested in starting your own show from scratch, I work with you one-on-one for 6 consecutive weeks, and we create your show. You own your own content, is what this is that Dr. Lotus is talking about in that program. So just let me know that you have your planner, and I need you to screenshot that you have the planner. Don't just call me talking about you got some planner that you done photocopy some pages from. I want you to go to Amazon and order it, and when you have it, I'll give you a 20% off in honor of Dr. Lotus.
And also, you can't use that in conjunction with anything else. Don't be pasting a bunch of them together and be like, I get 100% off.
No. No. Listen, I have some more pictures here, and I definitely want people to continue because we had some technical glitches, so we're going to go a few minutes longer. Y'all ain't going to get not hear from Dr. Lotus today. Tell me about this.
Okay, so that's Lead India. Lead India is a forum of great scientists and doctors and just great thought leaders. I was welcomed to the platform. My amazing friend, Dr. Sabita Badazi, she is an amazing person, and she just invited me to this platform during the height of COVID, where COVID was just ravaging India. And when I came to the platform, I think, the first time to speak, and this was created by what we call the president of India before he passed away, and he did this for many, many years, and it focuses on helping to educate children and things of that nature. And I ended up giving the baccalaureate speech for it. I was nominated. I found out that morning, and I had to do it, and it was amazing. Now I've written speeches out for people to do it at graduations and stuff, but I had never. Well, I think I did one at one school in Georgia, but it was amazing. And so to be in the midst of all these amazing speakers, they had I think the prime minister may have been there, and it was just amazing. So
all of this, in your opinion, is just because Lotus was being Lotus.
Yeah, just being authentic, just telling it just like it is from my perspective, because everybody has a different perspective of everything, and that's okay. And it's okay to share your perspective in a loving way from a heart-centered space. So I was able to not only have myself there, but I was able to bring Dr. Fournier, who is no longer with us. She's a former colonel in the U.S. Army, which is not easy for women, especially women of color, to achieve that. And then I had another wonderful friend of mine come, and she's also a doctor in her own right. And my cell phone's not here, and my mind is escaping me. But I had another great friend to join me, and I couldn't have done that without the support of Dr. Sabita and everyone that you saw on that platform.
Wow, this is great accolades and acknowledgments today. I see different comments coming in. Kim Jacobs, you're so beautiful. Thank you for bringing balance to us. I am honored to do so. Thank you for allowing me to serve you in this capacity. Lotus Roche, you are a game changer. My mom is on And she said, I need Dr. Lotus Richey's book and planner. Thanks in advance.
Okay, you got it. You got it. You got it coming. And also, I've got to get your mother our new book. We just did the Empowered Me book with 8 other women from around the world. One from India, one from Australia, Africa, Nigeria, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that picture. I have that picture as well. I have so many great images back here because I knew we would have some great conversation.
Yeah.
But this is this is just
and that was a #1 international best-selling book as well.
Where can they get this book?
That book, you can actually DM me. They can go to my Lotus Ignites page, and if you would, you can go right to my page on Facebook, and I've got a link on there where you can go right to my landing page and go ahead and order it. And if you want the digital copy, we have a link that I'll be putting actually on my landing page sometime today for you to get the digital copy. The Empowered Me, this book is packed full of amazing wisdom from the various ladies that are a part of this amazing
Yes, this is a #1 international best-selling book. You can go right to Dr. Lotus Richey's Facebook page, and right there on the cover is where I grabbed this from, Dr. Lotus. So if you go there, you'll get information on how you can get the digital copy or the actual physical copy. And you can also go to lotusricheyignitesyou.com, right?
Yes.
And you can learn more about all of the books, all of the services that Dr. Lotus Richey offers. So I really wanted to pop that up. Yes. And it was, let's see. We're still talking with Dr. Lotus Richey. We're going to talk with her for a few more minutes because of the fact that we had some technical glitches earlier, and we're not going out like that because it's too much good, juicy stuff that this woman has to share. And I want you to know how important it is to be your authentic self. We're going to take a quick commercial break, learn more about CTR Media Network, which is one of our episode sponsors, and come right back to talk more with Dr. Lotus Richey.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
All right,
everybody, learn more about CTR Media Network, and I will be able to tell them that the Kim Jacobs Show referred you, and they will take care of you over there. All right. Also, I want you to learn more about some of the services that Dr. Lotus Richey offers, and we can learn more about her now.
Wow.
That you say, get in where you fit in. So listen, y'all, get in where you fit in and learn how to be your authentic self. And you can learn that right through Dr. Lotus Richey. She's proven from being at the age of 6 years old, experiencing something that was a violation of her rights, being raped at an early age, to being silent for 15 years, living in silence with that devastating story and situation, to being able to become a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient and a woman that's making global impact across the globe. I mean, people around the world have recognized and celebrate Dr. Lotus Richey. So I'm so honored that you're here today with us. And so tell us what else you want to say to us. What else? I have more pictures I can pop up.
So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the award that I received from Lagos TV over in Nigeria, Africa, and from Gleam Magazine. Just received an award a few months ago. It was amazing. We had a fantastic ceremony, and Miss Shirley Murphy is the owner of Lagos TV and Gleam Magazine, and she also spearheaded the Empowered Me book. And she and I, we are co-founders of an organization called ROGI. It's Women Reach Out with God Initiative in Nigeria, Africa, where we focus on young girls, helping them to get an education in multiple areas of disciplines, whether it's technology, engineering, or anything like that. So we focus on doing that and sending clothes to various places. And I mean, we just do a lot. And I'm just so happy and honored to be a part of it.
I'm so honored as well. And you have so many things to be thankful for. I want to definitely pop up this
Ah,
image because I love Angie. Tell us
yeah.
about Angie.
So Angie is an amazing woman in her own right. She's the former captain of the Japanese rugby women's team, and she's a great support, great partner, just an amazing person. And she accompanied me at the Becoming the Best You conference that I just spoke at, and she's going to be speaking at the one, from what I understand, coming up in April. No, coming up in August, and I'm just so happy about that. But Angie is, she's my right, she's my left hand, she's my front, she's my back. She's just an amazing person. So
We love
always
you, Angie.
supporting.
I had the opportunity to meet Angie as well, and she is just a joy to be around. And I'm excited because you all came here to Charlotte, and we got a chance to just.
Yes.
I was totally surprised. They came for Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K walk, and I was like, why does that lady kind of remind me of Dr. Lotus Roche? I was like, he came all the way from DC to support the Gabe's Heart 5K walk.
Yes. And you know, when we first pulled up, I was trying to hide, right? So you couldn't see me. Like, Kim didn't know what I drove or anything like that. But it's just, you know, when you're going to see somebody, you got that energy. So they're gonna be like, for some reason, like, wait a minute, is that? And so I was trying to kind of hide so I could change and do my head wrap and all that, and then get out. But man, I gotta tell you, it was one of the best experiences that I had throughout the whole year. We got on the road. I guess it must have been like 3:00 in the morning, and man, the whole trip was just so beautiful, just to get to where you were and to be a part of Gabe's Heart. In fact, I had someone. Had a meeting on Saturday, and I had on my Gabe's Heart shirt, and I had the opportunity to tell this young entrepreneur about Gabe's Heart. And this is a shameless plug. If you have not contributed to Gabe's Heart, I implore you and I encourage you to contribute to Gabe's Heart, because it is a worthwhile foundation, and I guarantee you that if you lead from a full heart of love and share to Gabe's Heart, you will not be disappointed, because many of the funds that are given to Gabe's Heart actually go back in the community. Kim Jacobs and her amazing team, they take the funds and they redistribute these funds into the community, helping the community to become the very best that they can be. And so, thank you, Kim, for letting me share that. I know you
for sharing that. And every week, not a week goes by with any of the funds that we have, we do some type of random act of kindness.
Yes.
And if I'm somewhere with some other people, they're on one end, I'm on another end, and always doing some type of doing it Gabe's way, random act of kindness. And it's just such a joy to see the joy that it brings to other people when they were just randomly surprised with something as a result of community contributions from you all. So thank you. All right. So what else do you tell us? Oh, look, I found this picture. I had to show this. I found that picture. I was like, you always talk about the secret sauce. I said, look at that.
Nobody gets me, but you got me. This is some secret sauce for sure.
Now you look real bright-eyed. You look real bright-eyed there. So tell us about that.
Navy picture. This is my Navy picture. When I first went into boot camp, I was actually graduating from boot camp in Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
Had one of the best chiefs ever. I think her last name was Jackson. Best chiefs ever. She was amazing. You know, us people of color, when we go, we want to use our different stuff for our face, and she went out and got me my cocoa butter for my face and made sure we had good hair products, so when our families came to our passing review, we wouldn't be looking like, who that?
Right. Who them people?
Yeah, who that? Yeah. Long time ago. Great picture. I don't know where you got that picture from.
Yeah,
But
I know how to get
you
some
got
secret
it going
sauce on you.
That's right. You got that secret sizzling sauce.
Listen, I see some more pictures, and I just want to take a minute. I'm gonna just kind of flash
Yes.
through them right quick. But tell us what's going on.
So there's the other piece of my heart, Angie. She's there, and that young lady right there, she's actually an amazing singer. She actually sang at the Becoming the Best You conference. That's Andy Nam and the amazing Mr. Terrence Leffridge, and of course I'm sitting there with them. And of course that's Dr. Reuben West. He was there. He was one of the speakers. We were in the lobby just chopping it up. We were having a great time. Yes. And of course, that's none other than my brother from another father and mother, Dr. Michael Freeland, also known as DJ Mike J.
DJ Mike. We love DJ Mike.
Yes.
And that's funny because some people I've never met face to face. So I can't wait to meet you, Dr. DJ Michael Freeland, face to face one day.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I have to come down for the conference. I'm looking to host a conference here in Washington, D.C., and we're also looking to host a conference up there in North Carolina, right there where you are. And I don't want to give away too much right now, but I'd love to come back to your show once we get the conference up there situated so that your guests can come on out and meet me and meet you and meet so many other people live and in person. Get your book signed, get your trainings, just come and chop it up, as we say, and let us get to know you, because all of you out there are some of the biggest reasons that, oh, wow, my great-grandmother, that's my great-grandmother. Wow, Selena Taylor, that's my great-great-grandmother.
She looked like she was about her business. She like, go and take this photo, baby. I got work to do. Look
she
at her
did not
face.
play. You know what my grandmother told me? She said to me, she said, never put all your money in the bank. She told me that, and that stayed with me my whole life. And she said that as she was going in her breast pocket to get me some money so I could go out and get some ice cream from the ice cream truck, because my mom and dad, they would take us on vacation at least twice a year. And my great-grandmother lived in Baltimore. Okay. And my Aunt Gracie, who is one of the matriarchs, you should be meeting her as well at the event. She lived with her and her family, and I never forget it. I was a little girl, and my great-grandmother told me that, and it stayed with me. Yeah, my great-grandmother, she was awesome.
She's
fire, my grandfather, Prince Taylor, was amazing. So Selena and Prince Taylor are my great-grandparents, and they were just amazing. I never met my great-grandfather. Okay. He was deceased by the time I was born, but I did meet my great-grandmother and got to spend time with her and listen to the stories. Her parents were slaves. She lived on a plantation, and she told us stories about what that was like. Wow. And a lot of people, they don't want to say, tell that story, but she told that story, and it helped me along my way to be very humble and grateful, because look at where we are today.
Thank God for ancestors.
From the cotton fields of South Carolina.
And I picked cotton. So I personally picked cotton. My grandmother picked cotton, and I picked cotton. They made me pick it with them. I was like, what is this whole white field? What are we about to do? They were like, get your bag and let's go. And to see the amount of hard labor associated with just getting the cotton off the stems and stuff. I may not even be saying it right, but that was some serious
you're right.
labor.
Yeah, you're right. My mother picked cotton too. My mother picked cotton and told the stories about her experience with picking cotton and why she left the South. She promised she would never pick cotton again and never eat biscuits again, because her mother used to make biscuits. They used to have biscuits with
She's like, I don't want no biscuit, not no Bojangles, and she don't want none of it.
But my mother's mother, she could make some of the best biscuits I've ever tasted in my life. And I do great biscuits, but they're not my grandmama biscuits. And my mother never learned how to make biscuits. because she just said
She's
she
like, I'm
never
not
eaten
doing no
another
biscuits. Like,
Yeah.
huh?
But
But they
you
taste
know,
good, Grandma.
I picked cotton. I was with a friend of mine, Lisa. We were going through the South, and I'd never seen a cotton field before. And we saw this cotton field. My friend is a Caucasian lady, and she was like, "That's a cotton field." I was like, "Oh, stop the car, let's get out." And so we stopped the car, and I got pictures. I have to send you those pictures. I got out, and I actually picked cotton for the first time, and this field was vast.
Right.
So
That's
can
how this one
imagine.
was that I picked cotton, but this
Yeah.
was literally in a neighborhood. It wasn't
Yeah.
even, it was like a part of a neighborhood, and we had to go
Yeah.
out and pick cotton.
Exactly. Yep. And so you can imagine the strains that our people had to undergo to pick this cotton. And so
Yes.
I'm really proud, and I really love to show up as my authentic self. And let me say this, if I may. Showing up as your authentic self doesn't mean you tell all your business to everybody, because that's not what being your authentic self is about. I believe that your authentic self is showing up from a full heart of love, understanding that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, because that levels the playing field of equality. If you're Caucasian, if you're Hispanic, if you're African, if you're African American, whoever you are, whatever you are, however you identify yourself, you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and that means that you deserve love just like everyone else. That means you are special to God, because God, in my opinion, has created you. And for those that may not identify the same way I do, it's okay, because you're great, and we love you, and we appreciate you. And your higher source, whatever you deem as your higher source, knows that you're important and you're incredible. And that's why it's so key for us to just show up as our authentic self, because when we show up as our authentic self, we can come up. Les Brown says that when you fall, if you can look up, you can get up. I say sometimes we fall flat on our face, and I say if you can fall flat on your face, just push up, get on your knees and crawl till you can get up. And that's being the authentic you, because we all go through challenges.
Yes.
But there's no challenge on this earth or off this earth that can separate you from the love of God, and from
none.
who you are meant to be in your purpose.
That's so good. Yeah. Okay. Y'all heard it from Dr. Lotus Richey. We went a little longer on purpose today. Yes. I see you, Ernetta Caldwell, the Reinvent Yourself. She has a Reinvented podcast. Make sure you check it out on Spotify. Go and listen to those episodes. They are game changers. So check out Ernetta Caldwell, Reinvented. Hey, Mom, I see you.
You know, she was on the show. She was on my show last week.
I remember. She did such an awesome job.
Amazing. And I met her because of you. And see, again, showing up as your authentic self, connecting. That's what the Kim Jacobs show. That's what you do. And so she came to the show, amazing. And we took a clip of her and Kim Coles. So hopefully her and Kim Coles will be coming to the show. Kim Coles, if you're listening to this, Dr. Lotus Richey, we're going to be connecting with you, get you on the Ignite show. And definitely we want to have you on the Kim Jacobs show.
Come on now. You know I love you, Kim.
Right?
Come right on to the Kim Jacobs show. I can't wait to have you. Listen, Phyllis said that my mother picked cotton in Halifax County. That's where okay. Oh my gosh, Phyllis, guess what? That's the exact same field, I bet, because it's Halifax County in Garysburg, North Carolina, where I picked cotton with, and Miss Ola was the lady's name that my grandma used to send me to be babysat by her. So what if we know each other?
Hello.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I know
Miss
Phyllis personally. Miss Phyllis and I were on a tour where we were speaking on a tour, on the Progression Tour, about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I had the pleasure of meeting her in person, and she's become a dear friend of mine. She's an amazing person. And Kim, you got to have her on your show, because she helps people to overcome diabetes.
I want her on my show. I want anybody that you refer.
And all that. Yeah. And we got, I'm going to let this cat out of the bag. We got a new book that's going to be coming up soon. So definitely when the book comes out, we definitely will be humbly honored to be back on your show to talk about the book, because
yes, and I know about the book anyway.
Yes.
I know about the book, and I cannot wait. And it is an incredible game changer for business entrepreneurs. That's all I'll say.
Oh, no, this is a different book. This is a different book. That's the Harnessing Your Thoughts book. But this is a different book that we're doing with Miss Phyllis, because this book is geared towards helping people take their power back so that they can be healthy. I can't let out the titles right now.
Okay, don't say the title, but definitely y'all come back for that.
Woo!
It's gonna be fire, huh?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yes.
Now tell me about this. I know this is something bookish talk. Tell us about that.
Oh my goodness. I was on a show, Bookish, with an amazing friend of mine who also was at the event in St. Louis, Sabrina Protic. She invited me to the show, and lo and behold, she had some amazing folks on the show, just amazing. And I talked a bit about my story, and I've been invited back to their show. So I definitely would love to thank the Bookish Consortium for having me on their show. The show was amazing. They streamed to hundreds of thousands of people as well. And so it was just phenomenal. And that was only last week. I think that was last Friday the show aired. It was amazing. It was just amazing. I mean, people were crying and it was amazing.
Oh, there's so many different pieces to your story, Dr. Lotus Frichet. And I do have a clip of you. I think you spoke at a conference recently. What was the conference?
That was the Becoming the Best You. That conference was hosted by Brenda Ringwood and Terrence Leffridge, and it was in St. Louis. It was phenomenal.
Okay, let me play a quick clip. They said
your message was just madness. They said that the drum was not beating for you. But you said, oh yes it is. You said, not only is it beating for me, but it's going to be for everyone I connect with. You know why? Because nothing can keep me down. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can deter me. Turn that up. You coming through the barricade. We are warriors. Turn to the person next to you and give them a high five.
To the person next to you and high five. Turn. Give a high five. Yeah, right there. Listen, that is awesome. I know they're gonna give me a copyright claim because of that song. So I'm like, but anyway, I am super excited. And this is the final episode sponsor. I do want to acknowledge our final episode sponsor for today. If you are looking, especially with Dr. Lotus Frichet being involved globally, there is a $1.7 million housing deficit in Ghana, and they are looking for people that are interested in having homes in Ghana, maybe having dual citizenship, just even investing in homes and apartments for people to live in. And I know that the person that actually put this commercial together shared with us that they pay for their housing over in Ghana like 12 to 24 months in advance. So even if you can't just afford to get housing purchased by yourself, you can collaborate with other people and get housing to provide some quality housing for people in Ghana or for yourself and having dual citizenship. So let's take a look at this real quick and come back and have your closing comments, Dr. Lotus Frichet. I think we covered plenty at this point. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Ghana has an approximately 1.7 million housing deficit. The Ghana Housing Project is marketing the ability of investors to support the housing crisis. Investors can purchase homes to relocate, a second home, or rent. Nonprofit and profit organizations can acquire a home for a family. With the recent economic growth in Ghana and the African continent, With an approximately 1.7 million housing deficit, Ghana looks to create a luxury affordable housing community to support the growing middle class with the help of Investa Group under the leadership of Dr. Owusu Kizito. Ghana was recently featured as a top 10 location in the world to retire. Investa Group has started developing in Accra and surrounding areas with a goal of up to 1 million homes, featuring affordable luxury 2 bedrooms starting at $51,000 and 3 bedrooms starting at $71,000. INVG, Investa Group, and Africa Development Movement are separate companies and do not have prior affiliations with each other. Africa Development Movement does not represent the buyer or the seller and is simply marketing the Ghana Housing Project initiative. INVG will work directly with buyers with the purchase of apartments in Ghana and investing in InvestaFund LP.
Okay. So check out GhanaHousingProject.com. Let them know that you heard about them on the Kim Jacobs Show. Closing comments, Dr. Lotus Richey. What a joy. It's been a privilege to have you on today.
Always a joy to be in your presence. I want to thank you so much, Kim, and to all your amazing staff that work behind the scenes to help the Kim Jacobs Show come to the earth and sow a seed of abundance worldwide. I just want to thank you, Kim, for having me on the show, partnering with me, just seeding into my company, and always just doing your best to help the world just be a better place. And so, viewers, I want to thank you for watching the Kim Jacobs Show, for spending your time, wisdom, love, and energy with us today. And thank you for watching the Lotus Richey Ignite Show, books to boom your business, news you can use, and of course 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richey and Bring Who You Are. I just want to thank each and everyone around the world for your love and your support. And Kim, especially, I want to thank you and your mom for calling me and supporting me. Sunday was the anniversary of my mom's homegoing, and I just want to thank you for always being authentic, because you picked up the phone and you called me to see how I was doing. You prayed for me, you prayed with me, you and your mother, and I just love you and I appreciate that. And Kim, I got to tell you, I want to thank you for even praying on the vigils when mother was in the hospital. I want to thank you for that. And so to all of you around the world, I ask that you continue to pray for Kim, pray for her family, pray for everything that she does. May it expand, may it be everything she touched. She has the Midas touch, and it turned to pure gold. And so the final thing that I want to share with you, being your authentic self, just know that people may not resonate with however you are or whoever you are when you show up as your authentic self. But just know this, that you are important, you are loved, and you are appreciated. And you should be loved and appreciated by the first person that you wake up to every morning. And that's you and your higher source, the entity, the spirit, the God within that loves you, that pushes you forward, and that helps you get through this thing that we call life. And I hope that you ignite and take flight in every area of your life.
Thank you, Dr. Lotus Richey. And today's episode is in honor and in loving memory of Miss Mary Frances Richey. And I just wanted to put that up as our closing image for today, and knowing that it's been a year that she transitioned from this earth on Sunday, and that she's celebrating and cheering you on as your cloud of witnesses, one of your cloud of witnesses, along with your great grandmom and others. And she is saying, I am so proud of you, girl. You are making my heart glad. Even in heaven, she's celebrating with you right at this moment. So thank you for allowing your daughter to be a blessing to this entire world, Miss Mary Frances Richey. And thank you all for tuning in today to this episode, staying for a special edition. And tune in literally every day to any shows that Dr. Lotus Richey has. Lotus Richey Ignites You show. She also has the news you can use, books that boom your business. You name it, every day you can watch something over on Dr. Lotus Richey's platform. So stay connected with her. You can learn everything about what she offers at lotusricheyignitesyou.com. Lotus Richey ignitesyou.com. Oh, that's today's episode, everyone. And my dog was like asleep the whole time. He's like, when I said, oh, he was like, wait, we still
What's going on?
Look, I'm like, hey, what's still happening around here? You're talking a lot.
I'm going back to sleep. I'm
going to take another nap. All right. God bless you all and have a great day. We will see you tomorrow right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I have a gentleman that he moved out of the country and started a call center, and he's going to be talking about how just life can change so abruptly and drastically. And so he'll be on talking about his story tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see you right here at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for blessing us by being here on the Kim Jacobs Show today. You are amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Kim.
Thank you all in the virtual studio audience. And make sure you all go check out Dr. Lotus Richey. Have a great one. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference. And I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.